Hello and welcome back. This is Sathonan here on the Daily Grind for DC Legends. Today, just a quick video about gearing up when you are high level and want to get to the last couple of gears. I already have my Ocean Master to almost full gear 9, and the meta agent I get from farming the material events, it's the agent I use for bringing him to level 60 at least. It's the most amount of money you can save by doing two things simultaneously. Now, I need two sets of this material, the Chaos Crystal Shard, so I use the Explorer. Here, when you click on a gear item, you get this map that tells you how many materials you need to upgrade that gear set. Now I need 14 for this one and I need 14 for this one too, so I will have to grind 28 pieces. Now when you have a lot of speed force saved up, which I don't have anymore because I have been farming for a couple of hours on and off while watching TV and having dinner and whatever, I would advise you, if you have a lot of speed force, use speed force as much as you can. I'm going to do the 3 tries here. This is the node 5. The drops average around 4. See, the previous pool was 2, this one is 8, and the last pool of node 5 is 5 again, so that was 8 and 5, that's 13 divided by 3, that gives me around 4 point something, 4.3 or 4. So your average is going to be, in the long run, you are going to be pulling 4 items when you do the triples. Some are going to be very, very low, or sometimes you won't even get any, because the Chaos Crystal Shard, is the rare material for the Mystics. I already have enough to upgrade 1 piece. That's what the Explorer helps you with. It tells you how many you have accumulated. Now I want to keep that 70 speed force for tomorrow or for the coming week, so I'm going to do a couple of these manually. This is not the most efficient team, but I have 2 gear 11s, Wonder Woman, Princess of Themyscira, and Wonder Girl. Ocean Master is almost full gear 9 and Mera is already gear 10, so that speeds things a lot. When you reach a certain point around gear 8, if your whole farming team is gear 8, it can be whoever, you can even just play it on auto. I will recommend that you bring people that have very few buff mobs. There are far more efficient teams, but I just want to show you real quick. This is the divide between players on DC Legends. People that claim that this thing is hard to do. It's not. It just takes a lot of time and a lot of gems if you try to upgrade your character from 0 to 11 or from 0 to whatever. It takes a lot of gems. Gearing up from 1 to gear 5 or 6 takes around 500 gold total, if you're able to reach at least node 4. Now, why am I farming on node 5 and not node 4? Because I want the XP agent. And I'm going to explain to you why in a couple of minutes. After 2 or 3 runs of this, I want to see if I can get my Ocean Master to gear 9 within this video. The thing with this, I've seen people reluctant to invest heavily in gearing up. See, this is the cost, 11.5K. That's 11.500 essence to run each node 5. That's give or take 35,000 essence to do the full 3 runs. For many people this is too expensive because they keep farming the low nodes. If you stay node 7 of story or heroic and below, you will be getting materials, you will be getting essence, and you will be getting some speed force sometimes. But the ratio, the return of investment of energy versus the essence that you get back with Heroic 8 make that very inefficient. Why? Because a single run of a node on Heroic 8 pays for 3 material runs of node 5 during the events, be it mystical, physical showcase, or the energy event. A single node. The nodes pay between 35K and 39K essence per run. So when you run Heroic 8, you also get Material 3 exclusively, so the rares are not guaranteed, and you get a single Material 3 from Heroic 8. But you get 4 XP agent level 4 at random. It can be 4 gray, 4 red, 4 blue, 4 green, or any combination, but it's 4. You can get 1 gray, 1 green, 1 red, and 1 blue, or 2 gray and 2 blue, so on and so forth. So that helps you pay for this kind of grind. And you will always be running at a profit. Because if you do a single node, the 3 tries on Heroic 8, you will get around 270K essence. Anywhere between anywhere between 105K to 140K essence. That's enough to pay 9 runs of the material event, and you still get essence left. You are always going to be running at a profit. And you get extra XP agent, but the real XP agent you get from this, from node 5. You still need around 500 XP agents, so that's a lot of node 5 runs. But you can do half and a half. When you are gearing up, you're going to be running nodes 1, 3, and 5, or 2, 4, depending on how you choose to do that. I prefer to do 1, 3, and 5, because that way you guarantee the least amount of runs to gear up quickly. Because sometimes you won't have enough time during your day to farm at peak efficiency. So if for whatever reason you have to stop grinding because you have a social event, because you have family affairs, because you want to have fun doing something else besides playing DC Legends, this is something I have always championed in the forums too. This is a game. This is not a second job. You don't get prizes for playing the game. This is something to have fun. Yes, it's ideal if you try to be the very best, the best that ever was. But this is something for entertainment. This is not serious business. Yes? Since we don't have a real competitive game mode where a skill is actually involved, Siege, the previous Siege, and the coming Siege are the closest we have to needing real skill, developing and building your PvP team to maximize scoring because you have limited energy. And before they introduced the Siege energy sale, you had to really look at the board and assess if a fight was worth the energy or not. And sometimes it would pay better if you refresh your board and whatever, but since you have a limited pool of energy to score the maximum amount of points, that made the Siege originally very interesting. But if they sell energy for the Siege again, it's going to devolve again on who has the biggest and deepest pockets. But that's beside the point. Farming nodes 1, 3, and 5 guarantees that if you run only node 1 and you have to do something else, at least you farm a pool of materials that will satisfy your gearing needs for longer than if you try to run nodes 2 and 4 exclusively, because nodes 1, 3, and 5 only gives you a single range of materials and the highest amount of materials for that range. I'm going to show you in this video why. This is also a discussion, sometimes devolving into arguments about farming which nodes is more efficient than the others. And so we haven't reached a real consensus. There are arguments in favor of only farming 2 and 4 versus farming 1, 3, and 5. If you are not able to farm node 5 yet because you don't have legendary characters or your gear is still too low, you are around gear 6 or gear 7, and you can actually put it on auto like this and let the computer play for you, then I will suggest you farm only nodes 1 and 4 to maximize the amount of material 1 you get from node 1 and to get material 2 and 3 from the node 4. But if that's not the case, if you have the whole map available, I will suggest you farm only nodes 1, 3, and 5 to maximize the amount of materials you get and minimize the amount of money spent. Node 5 looks expensive, and I'm not going to lie to you. Since I don't run peak efficiency, I don't actually have notes on exactly how much money you need because it's also variable. But it's around 1 million essence just to farm the gear from a for a character from 1 to 11. 1 million just for buying the gear, and around 700,000 for equipping the gear. Well, now I have enough materials, I have a surplus, that's important. Always leave a bit of a surplus when you are farming. Don't leave runs. Always make sure that you are at 0.3 when you finish farming. That's gold. That's 33 gold. Every run it's 33 gold to get. So I'm going to upgrade this, and I'm going to upgrade this, and I'm not going to be able to do gear 10 yet because I am not level 60, but I will have to grind. Always use your compatible agent. That saves you money in the long run. But I'm just going to check out how many materials you need. This is why it's variable, because you never start at complete zero. See? For example, to build up this royal crown to gear 10, I only need to farm 6 material 2. And this is going to be more expensive because I need 16 chaos crystals level 2 and 11 gear 3. So I have to do a lot of farming. This one I can upgrade right away. This one I can also upgrade right away. That's 2 gears I can do. Yes, just 2 gears at once. Just for the sake, because I'm going to finish it to 70 and I'm prepared to make this investment, I'm going to do it with gray agent. At this point, when you are nearing 70, oh wow, that's 7 million. Now, I can reduce that to 5.5 if I keep farming. So, since this was just going to show you the methodology, I'm going to explain to you why choose one node above the other. And for that we're going to go to the main screen, upgrade events and mystical archive, and let's say this is not throwing away resources. I started farming with 11,500 gold, and so far I have spent 1,200 gold farming materials, but I'm almost gear 11. Why? Because I started with a surplus. I was able to gear up right away from 1 to 5, and I have only had to farm today from 5 to 9. And since I already have surpluses on several materials, I only have to look for specific pools. But this is the thing. For example, node 1. This is going to be real fast because I bring gear 11s to this fight. Yeah, sorry. Drinking soda. This is going to be real fast. Like that fast. And it's done. This is why, pay attention. This is going to be important later. You always get the same amount of materials out of every rank of node. For example, here node 1 gives me 10 and 14, that's 24. Node 1 is always going to give you 24 materials at random. But nodes 1 and 3 guarantee that you get every type of material of that range. The only one that isn't guaranteed is material 3. There is always going to be one rare, and for mysticals it's the chaos crystal. Everything else you're going to have thousands of the damn things. Thousands. Now let's try, and that's 3.5k for each run. That's 10.5k per run. And 24 materials. No, that's 29 materials. 29 materials times 3. That's 87 material 1 for 10.5k. Pay attention. We're going to move to node 2. Also keep in mind this is all on autoplay and not very efficient because of that. This is not the perfect team for doing this. I could have brought Siren, but she kind of loses some time after she uses her AoE. But I just brought my strongest characters. Now, remember, node 1, I got 29 material 1. But the even nodes 2 and 4 give you less. This is 12, 17, 18 materials. And running this 3 times is 16.5k essence. But I also get material 2. And I don't get every material 2. So I don't have that guaranteed. And that's only 8 material 2 from node 2. And I didn't get everything. The XP agent, it's 5 XP agent 1 from node 1 and 3 XP agent 2 from node 2. See? Keep this in mind. This only gives me 8 material 2. So now I move forward to node 3. And that's already 3 total materials less than node 1. So now let's look at node 3. And it's already more expensive. I get less material 1. Also not guaranteed that I'm going to get every material. And it's more expensive to get it. You can see the material 2 as a bonus, but you are missing on some material 1. Now this is already 4 waves of enemies. And this one is going to give me XP Agent 3 instead of XP Agent 2. And this is one of the reasons people might not like to farm this way, even auto or manually. When you are lower level in gears, it takes way more time, so it's even more grating to be farming for materials. Now, notice this. This one gives me more material too, but let's look at the total. That's 24 materials. That's in total, but it's only material 2. That's 16 more material 2 than the previous node, but it's also 4 material totals less than the previous nodes. And it's also way more expensive. That's 7.5k times 3. That's 22.5k per full run. The advantage here is that you will always get all 4 types of materials. So I'm going to refresh my runs. See, it costs here, down here, 7.5k to run everyone. Now, node 4. I get, in node 3, I get 16 more material 2 than on node 2. Now, let's look at node 4. In this one, I'm going to get material 2 and material 3, but neither are guaranteed. So if you need a specific material, you will have to do more runs. And this one is also 4 waves, and it's also going to give me 1 single XP Agent 4. the total of essence spent at 9.5k per run. This is way more difficult. 18, 19, 27.5k for 3 runs. And let's wait for the totals. The higher the node, the less materials you're going to get. But the difference is even nodes 2 and 4 gives you way less material. See, you get 3 and 4, 3 and 2, but I only get that's 3, 6, 10 material 2. That's 14 less in total than the previous node on just material 2, and I only get 7 material 3, and not every material is guaranteed. So now the total, if it's 7 and 10, 17 materials total. So the last one is 11 materials. That's the only one I know from memory, and that's 34k for a full run. If you run it 3 times, node 5 costs you 34.5k, and that's what I was telling you. A single node, a single run of a heroic 8 node pays for this and gives you a profit. So you are not losing money in reality. And this one is 11 materials. The catch is you get 1 material 5, 1 XP agent 5, and you only get material 3, but this is the only node that doesn't guarantee the material level. It would be awesome, and I believe they should up node 5 to give you 15 materials total, and every material guaranteed, even if they don't give you more XP agent. Just making sure that you get every material 3 every round would make farming more efficient and faster for the people that have to go to gear 11, or the people that want to go to gear 11. Also, this farming session is a showcase of the abilities of Ocean Master. I will seriously recommend the speed increase is awesome, but I will suggest you start with his third skill. See, and now we're going to see the results, and that's 5, 7, 11 materials and 1 XP agent 5. So I'm going to pause the video here. Well, I'm going to spend my last run for this reset while I talk to you. When you're going to level up to 60, only use color agent. Blue for the mysticals, red for the physicals, and green for the energy types. That will save you a lot of money. Any excess agent that you have, you use along with the gray one for leveling from 60 to 70. Because let me tell you, it takes a long time to grind enough XP agent to go from 60 to 70 just using color agent. Yes, you're going to save a lot of money leveling up, and you will have a big surplus of materials, but it takes a lot of time. It takes a long time to farm that kind of XP agent, and I feel though I don't share the idea that it should be made easier or available for every type of player. I mean, the only guys who worry about efficiency going from 60 to 70 are the guys who are going to top their tunes. So there's that. So maybe we should get, I don't know, some kind of event that only gave XP agent 4 and 5 at random, maybe 4 or 5 XP agents at once, or some other packs for just leveling up that only gave you XP agent 5, but that didn't need gold. Even something like if you were able to farm every week 25 XP agent 5 separate from your material grinding, that would be super awesome. Believe me, it will be super awesome. It will make leveling up way faster. 100 XP agent 5, that's not something that you do every day that you have your material events available. Well, give me a second. That's going to be all for this video. Again, I seem to be unable to make real short videos, but I want to try to explain the concepts as clearly as possible and giving the most examples possible. For this one, I would like you to notice just how often, and my Ocean Master only has 35% chance of attacking out of turn, but it fires almost after every attack at a maximum of 50% when you have the skill maxed out. So let's finish the video with that. He's going to be super awesome. He's not going to change the meta. Let me stress that again. He's not going to be topping any chart in the meta, but he's a very fun character to use. That said, I thank you for your time. Stay tuned because I'm going to keep uploading material. I explained already to Kageufuru. Is that how you pronounce your username, guy? Kageufuru or Kageufuru? Anyways, whatever. My videos are aimed mainly to the newer players or players that haven't been able to find out how to accelerate or to speed up their leveling process, because this is true. It's far easier, it's not more fun, at least not in my opinion, to stay low gear and low level. Gear 7, 8 and even gear 9 is somewhat easy to do. It's certainly cheaper than going full 10 and of course than going full gear 11. And I believe that not many people have chosen, outside of the PvP bullshit about lower level guys being able to score faster and more than fully developed teams, because the task seems daunting. Like, you are able to progress fairly fast from 1 to 50, but then to 60 it slows down considerably. But then the jump, because you can level up a character from 1 to 60 with less than 2 million essence, and that's something even a new player, even a low level player can do per week. But spending 7 to 8 million essence on a single character per month, I'm pretty sure if you haven't reached Heroic 8, because it's more comfortable to stay low, if you haven't reached Heroic 8 and you are not able to farm that consistently, and you are wasting your time chasing the 30 heroics just for the extra 100 gold, it looks impossible. I know, it looks impossible. Like, how can you sustain gearing up so many characters And there is this pervasive belief that every guy that has level 70 plus characters with full gear 11 are whales. And that's not true. It's patently not true. Even farming inefficiently, if you farm heroic 8s every day, supposing you are not in an alliance and you don't care about the alliance, it's good for the extra energy, and that's about it. You will be able to do up to 3 full characters every month without fail, and without sacrificing playing your monthly event, and without sacrificing doing some heroics. Sometimes you have to choose. Like this month I'm going to shoot myself in the foot because I'm not going to be able to go back to 18 million essence on time, but that's because I'm going to farm the Bizarro event like mad. And I might even farm the Red Hood event. That depends, since I don't really care for the toon. But maybe to make content about him. And I'm not going to be able to farm enough essence to keep gearing toons next month. But Bizarro is a personal favorite and is one of the rarest toons in the game. So there's that, and that's why I'm going to farm him. Well, anyways, that was it. That's how you farm for materials at high level in order to get your character to full gear 11. I'm just going to finish. There he is. I don't think I can go to 60 with this. Yeah. Well, I'm just going to do 60 to check. See, that's almost 1 million just going from 56 to 60 if you use Gray Agent, but I can afford that, so let's go. And let's upgrade. Let's upgrade whatever I can. This one is, it didn't look like it, but this one is a very fast character. This one is 6 speed and this one is 3, so that's 9 speed more. So his critical chance is sucky, but see, he is already at 110 speed and I'm missing 6, so that's 116 speed, and I still get, I think, 4 or 5 more speed points from gear 11, so that's 120 something. And he also gets speed ups. I'm really interested to see how he plays at gear 11. So that's it. That's really it. That's all for this video. This was farming 4 materials to get your character in a single day from 1 to gear 11. And as you can see, after a certain point you don't have to farm everything. That's what makes people think that this is impossible. You are always going to have some materials in big surplus lots, like this gem level 3 over 1000, the chaos crystal level 1 over 1000. So what you really have to farm for gear 11 is this one, the source spark level 1. You also have to farm for a ton of these chaos crystals and source spark level 2. I think that's going to be the biggest one. Yes, for Ocean Master is going to be source spark level 2. I'm going to have to farm a ton of that, it's going to be almost 200 source sparks. So instead of farming node 4, I'm going to be farming node 3. So that's to show you guys. You don't have to farm for everything. You just have to farm certain materials, and you're always going to be having extra for all the other ones. So that after giving up a couple of characters fully, you always are going to have a surplus of materials, so you don't have to start from scratch every time. And that speeds up the process, and that makes your gearing up cheaper after you do the first one. And that's what you have to keep in mind. Anyways, now really that's it for this video. If you like this series for newbies, if you like the showcases of the events, I'm also going to be showing you the last two notes of the event, but with Gear 11 Ocean Master. We'll be seeing each other next time. Subscribe, leave a like, leave comments, feedback. After all, this is your channel. We'll be seeing each other next time. Keep grinding on.